Now, we all know about the cool Remco toys of the 70s and 80s, but did you know Remco made toys back in the 60s? And they were strange, but some of them were even kind of cool. Let's take a look. Remco, man, it had a really good jingle. How'd it go again? Remco, fun for boys and for girls.
Every boy wants a Remco toy, and so do girls.
50% of the market was girls. The other 50% were boys. Well, that was back in the 60s. Today, I don't even get me started on you Gen Z people. But today we're going to look at Remco toys from the 60s because they're just weird. And like I said in the opening, kind of cool. So let's just start with one right now. And here... Let's move on. Frogman. I think a lot of you know about this one. Now, they probably, other toy companies in the 70s probably made this. Just a wind-up guy. You put batteries in, you put him in the water. I always wanted one of these. I think I might have had one I played with in the tub. I always wanted to take one to a lake or to a river or to a swamp or something. But no, never did. It's the U.S. Navy Commando Frogman. That's pretty cool right there. Remco was even making cool toys for boys and for girls way back in the 60s, like this right here. Walkie-talkies, space walkie-talkies. As you know, 60s was a big time for space toys, and there's just some really cool stuff back in the 60s. Ray guns, space guns, laser guns, all kinds of cool stuff. And here's one, space model QX2. You always had to put some letters and numbers there to make it sound science fiction. Check this out right here. Did you know they made a Wizard of Oz toy? The Tin Man robot? Wizard of Oz Tin Man robot. I don't care if you're a Liza Minnelli fan or not. That's pretty darn cool. Check this out right here. Seaplane. It's not just a plane. It's not a plane in the sky. It's a seaplane. And it's motorized. And it's made by Remco. Look at this. Doesn't this look fun? I don't know if it's as fun as the box made it look, but the box sure did make it look fun. And you think that looks fun? Wait till you see this right here. Tricky Doodle Duck. My uncle had a Tricky Doodle Duck, but I'm not allowed to talk about that. Anyway, check this out. You blow a whistle at it. Tweet, tweet, tweet. I never seen a blue duck wearing a baseball cap, but there it is right there. Tricky Doodly Duck. Blow the whistle, he comes to waddle and stops by himself. So you just blow your whistle. Oh man, he comes by himself. I tell you, my uncle's Tricky Doodly Duck didn't come by itself. Let's move on here. B-52 ball turret gun. Shoots little balls out. Don't this look awesome? They should have repackaged this as Star Wars. You could be like you in the X-Wing, or I guess maybe in the back seat of the snow speeder. Man, that would look cool. Why do they call it a snow speeder? Because it wasn't designed for the snow, was it? Because it's like, hey, we got to get it adapted to the snow. What's a snow speeder? Should already be adapted. I know somebody's gonna. I don't want to know some EU book later. Don't even tell me why. Y'all don't have to explain everything. Part of the fun of Star Wars is he didn't explain everything. Well, let's move on. Sorry, we're talking Remco toys of the 60s. That's like 40 years before Star Wars even came out. Check this out right here. Some kind of maze game. Two, you got a blue one and a red one. The electronic maze game. I hope it shocks you every time you go to a wrong direction. Wouldn't that be great? You hit a wall and it just shocks the shit out of you. They like to have toys back then that shocked you.
Fascination, Remco's fascination, fascination, the race to light the tower. Roll the balls and roll them fast, hurry, hurry, don't be last. Fascination, Remco's fascination, what a fast and fascinating game.
Each player gets two completely different mazes. The first one to get through the maze with all three balls lights up the tower. It's fast. It's Fascination by Remco.
And we have Firebird 99. Look at that little kid. He's dressed like his dad, but look how little he is. Either that or a midget. Am I supposed to say that? A little person, which to me, that word just seems more offensive. But there it is right there, a Remco dashboard with a stern wheel. That's right, a stern wheel. A sports car, it says. Firebird. Is that the one that Dad took away? No, that's a T-Bird. You know, having fun, till my daddy takes the T-Bird away. Remember that? Check this out right here. A Vanguard. At first I thought this was another gun, but apparently it's a satellite launcher. Little Elon Musk probably played with this back in the 60s. Grew up to launch his own satellites. There it is, ICBM Vanguard Satellite Launcher. That's freaking awesome. But is it as cool as this right here from Remco? Double or Nothing, the follow the leader game. Now, I don't know exactly the rules of this game, but it looks like a game that gets you in a lot of trouble. The box shows some little mischief kids playing on top of a wooden fence and one falls off. I don't want to play follow the leader. Well, it depends on who the leader is. If it was that boy Nick in my neighborhood, you didn't want to follow him. You end up wrestling in the mud without your shirt on. Trust me, fell for that too many times. And how about this right here? Lost in Space. Yeah, you didn't know they made Lost in Space merchandise, did you? Well, they did. Remco did anyway. Lost in Space. This is about as stupid as that Star Trek helmet they made. Yeah, it was Remco that made that stupid Star Trek helmet. I apologize to all the Star Trek fans out there in the name of Remco. But check this out right here. Who's going to play with a country boy doll? Look at that haircut. I thought it was Pete Rose. Can I make that joke? I know Pete Rose just died. Sorry, Pete Rose. R.I.P. to all the Pete. They put Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame. But look at that. He does look like a little baby Pete Rose. Be honest with you. It looks like Pete Rose, right? Got a Pete Rose haircut. But you know what else has a Pete? But you know what doesn't have a Pete Rose haircut? This toy right here. Barracuda. I think that's what Fred Sanford used to call Aunt Esther sometime. The Barracuda. This thing looks awesome. Atomic Sub. This isn't the Atomic Sub that you buy at Subway for $5. Wasn't those days? 5 for $5. You ain't getting no sub for no $5 anymore. But look at this. It looks awesome, man. It's motorized. It is. And check this right here. Another Star Trek toy. Well, I don't know why I said another. A Star Trek toy. Flying rocket plane. That's just an old-fashioned propeller plane. Who ever saw one of them on Star Trek? I tell you, man, Star Trek just let Remco slap anything on a box and put James T. Kirk on it. Crazy. Didn't even try to make it look like nothing Star Trek. Then we have, whoa, look at this ugly baby. The original, famous, lovable doll. She's so cute. No, she's not. If I had a wife that gave birth to this baby, I'd shove it right back up there. What's the name of it? I don't know. It looks like some of the package is missing. You'll love her. I wouldn't love this. Then we have... That's one ugly Asian doll. Japanese, Korean. I'm not sure. I don't have an eye chart handy. But man, that thing, it's not even wearing any pants. Hope it's got bloomers on. How about this right? Walking Winnie. I thought it was first one of them dolls that you laid back. Remember those dolls your sister would have, or maybe you had it? You laid back and the eyes were rolled back and closed. It was so creepy. I thought this was one. Look, one of the eyes is closed, but this is a paper doll. It can't even walk. It's a paper doll. What's wrong with this eye? I guess Dad didn't get a promotion at work, and somebody was being a little too loud when Daddy got home. Even got birds flying around her head. Let's move on. Look at this other Remco toy from the 60s right here. Space Gun. Told you they made some cool 60s Space Gun toys. Space Gun. It's not the coolest of them all, but it's pretty nice also. But wait till you see the last toy we're going to look at. Well, let's move on. How about this one right here? Look at this. The monkey helmet. I don't like no monkey to me, but look at it. A lot of war stuff in the 60s. I guess dads, went over to fight in World War II, came home, and they were like, let's buy war toys for our kids and have some PSD while I watch them play in the backyard. But there we go. Comes with a flashlight. This thing looks like it's really from the war era. It don't even look like a toy. But I tell you what does look like a toy. This one right here. You're like, who is that? Is that Barbie's dad? Nope. Ben Casey. Remco made an action figure of Ben Casey. Now, before you say, who the hell's Ben Casey? He's not Fathers Know Best, that's for sure. This was a medical drama in the early 60s. And they made an action figure of it. Now today you can kind of understand, they make an action figure of everything, but we're talking the early 60s here. Ben Casey. Let's look at the opening of the show. You tell me if it screams, oh, I want to play with that guy.
Man, woman, earth, death, infinity.
Ben Casey, an action figure. That don't beat all this one does. Oh, a train set. That looks pretty darn cool. Goes up and down, all around. It looks like a cool train set. Those kids are having fun with their plastic gift set. Oh, it's a gift set. Your grandma can wrap it up and give it to you as a gift. But you know what your grandma shouldn't have got you as a gift? This right here. Oh, an ugly Beatles doll. I don't know. Get all four. I don't know. That's supposed to be Ringo. I don't know. That's supposed to be John. I don't know. That's supposed to be Paul. I don't know. That's supposed to be Steve. But it is ugly. I tell you that. It's probably worth a lot of money today. Remco and Beatles, you know, two classics together. But still, that is some ugly. I love you. No, 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 is what they should say with this ugly thing. Ugh. How about this right here? Camelback Skyway. Let's zoom in on that one. It looks pretty too. It looks pretty like the last one we looked at, but it looks like a lot of fun. Even that kid sitting in front of the green screen's having a lot of fun right there. I don't know. It looks fun to me. Does it look fun to you? Well, does it look as fun as this? I hadn't seen a forehead that big since I saw Christina Ricci in a movie. And that's been a long time right there. If I tell you what I did see in a movie, this toy right here, the little friend Pip, I don't know what it is. Picture in picture, I guess it stands for. Girl toys. Comes in a little briefcase to carry in. What does it say? With removable head and arms and legs. Who is this for? Jason Voorhees? Well, I tell you what toy Jason Voorhees would love to play with. Clever finger dolls. You put them on your finger. I don't know how clever it is, but you make them talk to each other. A long road trip in the car, you're in the back. Dad didn't get a promotion at work. You're getting left on the side of the road, let's be honest, and no one will blame. Cops would come and wouldn't blame. He was like, when Daddy left me on the side of the road, I was playing with my finger puppets. And they was like, okay, taking you to an orphan. You're going to be the next little Annie. $7 value for this in the early in the 60s? That sounds crazy. But I don't know if it's as crazy as this. Two phones, two plastic toy phones. Hey, phones was crazy back then. A lot of people were like, well, it was like a new gadget, you know? And it was two plastic ones that had a course. You got like you talked to each other on it. Again, it's before the internet. It's before we had cool stuff like Star Wars toys. These kids in the 60s, they didn't know nothing about no Star Wars toys. They knew about Remco toys, but they didn't know Remco one day was going to make glow-in-the-dark movie monster figures. If so, they would have said, Mom, why did you wait to have sex with Papa? Because I would have loved to have those. Who wouldn't? But check this out right here. My doll. Another finger puppet. Remco liked the finger stuff back in the 60s. They didn't spend too much on the package for this one. Look at this. A Ziploc bag. Probably not even Ziploc. Just a plastic bag with some cardboard stapled to the top of it. They said, well, I thought it said 15 cents. Maybe it does. Well, they saved a lot of money on the packages of this one.
Listen to Remco's baby laugh a lot. Just push the button and push the
let's look at this one. Another one from Lost in Space. Robot. Everybody loves the robot. I know the color ain't right. What gives Remco? They could have at least painted it the right color, but it's motorized. Couldn't ask for much. Motorized. Probably use some big old, what is it, D batteries. Probably lasted about 20 minutes. But I got one more for you. And it's probably the stupidest thing I ever seen a toy company release. And let's go ahead and take a look at it. Fist faces. That's right. Some eyeballs and nose and mouths and a wig you put on your damn fist so you can make it talk. You can be like, hey there, I'm Fist. I'm Fist Face. You ask your dad for this Christmas, he's gonna give you a fist face, all right. Oh, child abuse jokes. Don't you love them? They're so funny. But you know what's worse than this? You know what's worse? Well, the worst thing about this, it had to come with damn instructions. You need instructions on how to put a wig on a fist? Hey, you need instructions to put a wig on a fist? That might be a good character for the Junkman right there. Look at that. Even where to draw the mouth, like he couldn't figure out where to draw the mouth. Come on. Did you know you had a Yoda on your hand? Did you ever realize that? You had a Yoda on your hand. What is... See? Look, don't it look like Yoda? Paint it green. You got Yoda. You can walk around Halloween and be like, you can dress like Luke Skywalker and paint this green and be like, look, I got Yoda on my hand. That's a little freebie right there for you. Well, I guess that's it. Guys. That's some look at Remco toys from the 60s. Let me know. Were you even alive in the 60s?
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.